The young man was sitting on the rooftop, thinking he was about to jump. The police tried to talk to him. The young man waved one officer over to sit down next to him. The officer asked if he needed help. Out of nowhere, the young man pulled out a coin. He said if the officer could correctly call heads or tails, he'd come down from the roof. The officer went with heads, the side with the face on it. The young man told him he'd guessed wrong. The officer asked him to come down, so they could keep playing on the ground. But the young man insisted he'd only come down if the officer got it right. This time, the officer said heads again, but he got it wrong again. The young man asked him why he always picked heads. The officer said it didn't matter what he picked. The odds were 50-50 either way. At that point, an expert negotiator showed up. He realized the officer had already played more than 30 rounds with the young man without winning once. The officer suspected the young man was cheating, so he decided to flip the coin himself. But he got it wrong too, right then and there. The young man announced that if they missed again, it would be the officer's turn to jump. The negotiator knew they were about to lose this round too, so he quickly offered to flip it himself. The officer called heads again, but this time, the negotiator said he'd gotten it right. The young man, however, insisted he was lying, so the negotiator had the officer check it for himself. But by then, the officer was already on the verge of a breakdown, and, unable to hold it together, he lost his balance and started to fall over the edge. Luckily, he was pulled back to safety just in time. Right after that, the young man pulled out a smoke grenade, jumped off the roof, and landed safely on an inflatable mat. When the police went to look for him, they found he had vanished. You know why he did it, right?